Hello, dear teachers and maybe students, because if you are studying English, this video can be very helpful for you. Today I'm going to explain the rules to write the comparative and superlative adjectives. All right, so let's go. First of all, I'd like to remind you who I am. My name is Jimena Barrenti. I'm 38 years old. I've been teaching English for 18 years, almost 19 in November. I have worked in primary school, secondary school. I have taught English to adults and in kinder, and I have worked in bilingual schools, public schools, private schools, and language schools. So now, yes, let's go to the rules for the comparative and superlative adjectives. So the general rule is that we add er to to an adjective better in order to make it comparative, and est to an adjective to make it superlative. For example, tall, taller, tallest. This is the general rule. Now let's go to the exceptions. If the adjective ends in e, we only add r or st. For example, wide, wider, widest. Another exception. If the adjective has the structure consonant, vowel, consonant, we have to double the final consonant before adding the suffix er or est. For example, big, bigger, biggest. Another exception. If the adjective ends in y, we change the y to I and then we add er or est. For example, happy, happier, happiest. Another exception. Adjectives with two syllables which do not end in y, we add more or most. For example, modern, more modern, most modern. Now, pay attention and bear this in mind because some common two-syllable words like gentle or narrow take the er or est endings, but more and most is always acceptable, okay? Now, with long adjectives, that is to say, adjectives which have three or more syllables, the general rule is that we add more before the more before the adjective to make it comparative, and most before the adjective to make it superlative. For example, beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful, and then expensive, more expensive, most expensive. And we have three adjectives which are irregular because they do not follow the standard pattern. And they are good, which becomes better in the comparative and best in the superlative. Bad, which becomes worse in the comparative and worst in the superlative. And far, which has at the same time two different spellings with a U or with an A. Both are acceptable and correct. So the comparative becomes further, on the superlative becomes the furthest, okay? Or farthest, right? So this is all for today. Remember, you can visit my webpage if you are a busy English teacher and you can buy units of work for primary school, secondary school, booklets, ebooks, whatever you need. And if you are a student and you would like to study more English, just contact me and I will get you with one of our finest teachers. I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye-bye.